claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant kind. Baby, I just wanna take you home, to lose the grip and make it on your own. Later, you've got a claustrophobic mind, and I am not that vagrant kind. Not that vagrant kind.
not seeing any of that. Mixer went to sleep. 1 second, guys. Let's see if we have the mixer. Yeah, we're getting it. We're getting the sound. All right, guys. I'm gonna start the. I don't hear you guys, but I can see your levels. So I am just going to start the show. Oh no, I can't start the show because I got to set up DC here. I got to set up Dark Connect because we didn't have it set up before, did we? Because we weren't fucking ready beforehand. Who's playing Dave Cameron? Dave Cameron. I don't even see this match in Dark Connect. There it is. Finally. All right, guys. I'm starting the show now.
The Championship Darts Corporation welcomes you to the Cosmo Darts Championship.
Go, boy. You're out there playing already.
This is season 10 of the Championship Darts Circuit, and we are coming to you live from Niagara Falls, New York.
Welcome, everybody. This is Anthony Eugenia. We're here to kick off the Cosmo Darts Championship live from Niagara Falls, and the boys are right at it. So let me bring in my partner for the beginning of this event, one William Stewart. Welcome in, sir.
Hey, how's it going, Anthony? Thanks for having me.
Well, we're thrilled to have you behind the mic. You've joined us obviously many times in the production, and so let's have a ball today. And the boys are off and running.
Yeah, David Cameron actually setting up double 10 here. Potential 16 dart leg incoming. Not going to do it here,
For
but
the delay, everybody. One of those production deals, things just sorting out right, but we're underway. We will get board number 2 up and running soon. Yep, stream number 2. I'm getting Getting word from production. Stream 2's not up yet, but thank you for joining us here on YouTube and PDC. And did David Cameron slide that in?
Yes, he did. It looked like he did. So, Kylie, at least to me, it looked like he did. Yes, he did. Okay. Getting that scoreboard entry in. David
Yeah,
Cameron.
I think we've got a little lag on Dart Connect, which is just an internet issue, I think. So we'll keep tabs on that. Sorry, we'll go ahead.
I was just saying, David Cameron been a tough competitor so far in the CDC in general, but this year just been really unstoppable, it seems.
Coming up here on our feature board, we've got Group 1, which features, obviously, David Cameron, the number 1 seed this weekend, taking on Kylie Edmonds. Next up, 3-time world champion John Part takes on Travis Ron. Then we'll see the 16 seed Adam Savada take on Brandon Goddard. And then Big Dan Benner faces Edward Pope. So here's your group for the Cosmo Darts Championship feature board.
Should be a good group. As we look to see who's going to get into that top 8 stages of this event, number 9. This guy right here has already had 6 top 8 plus appearances this year. 2 wins, 1 runner-up, and 3 top 8 appearances.
Yeah, we were just discussing as we were getting ready for broadcast the sort of the ferocity of David Cameron in a short time, coming in and winning a match play in 2019, and then he's won a circuit event every year since 2020.
That's just
pretty much he's impressive. Got averaging 2 a year actually, which is where right now he's on par for that.
Oh, double. What a start here for Kylie Edmonds as he gets the 98 finish.
180.
That's a 180 for Excalibur, David Cameron, to open us up in leg 3.
Adds in that big pressure to open up leg number 3.
Oh, four perfect for Cameron. But doing the work he needs to do.
That's the thing. It's just starting off with a 180 is just what Dave seems to do. His first 9 average this season alone, 98.02, puts him at second, I believe.
Second behind Jeff Smith at an even 100, but in all fairness, to analyze it, Jeff's that's 6 matches for Jeff, but 32 for David.
And to hold a first 9 average of 98.02 with that many
tops for
matches.
Cameron, absolutely. Well, like just to keep that level of I'll keep using the word ferocity of opening the gate. He's going to come at you hard.
No matter what, not enough pressure going to be added from Kylie here. David should be able to take this leg. Maybe not too fast.
No, he'll have a chance to come back with Edmonds back on 185, but Kylie's going to look to take a chunk out of it. Comes back to 100 if he gets a look. So 2 2s for David Cameron, back up to Madhouse. All right, so there you go. Cameron with a chance to break in leg 3. Did I say Cameron? I mean Edmonds, obviously. So double 10.
And he feels like that was his opportunity to get ahead. It was. Cameron going down to double 2.
An exact replica of the last turn. So 2 10s for Edmonds. Takes his opportunity there. First break, a throw. 2-1 and a race to 5. And give you a little look at, Edmonds' CDC credentials. Been with us for approximately the almost the same amount of time. I think 2019 he made his debut with us, making a. I think he made an event final in 2019. He's also been a multiple Continental Cup finalist, making the Tour Championship a few times, and a member of the CDC Nations Cup Team Canada champions in the cross border.
Yeah, what an honor that is to represent your country in any form. Gotta feel nice.
Canada.
Here's a big one.
Canada up to, taking the first 2 cross borders. So the Yanks have some work to do.
They do. They do. I think in overall standings right now, a little bit better averages on the front of the American side, but man, it just seems like Team Canada always just comes in strong when it comes to that team camaraderie. Cameron needs to set this up here. At least put some pressure on the 141. He'll go downstairs. Great 139.
Cameron will come back for that 124. Eighteens. So let's see. Edmonds back up. 73. Should be starting on the 19s. Right. 86.
Ooh. That'll do. That'll do for leg number 4.
Because man, what a bad job of doing arithmetic there from Anthony Eugenie. I had like 86. No, he's 66.
You had 66.
Ouch. I
right.
put points on his score.
I knew exactly what you meant when you said it. And I said, all right, well, Bull it is still. And Bull gets the leg.
I'm like,
So
hey,
right
nice
now-
setup on that bull shot. Oh, no, that's game. So
Kylie's
Edmonds holds his throw after breaking Cameron, up 3-1 in a race to 5.
Yeah, in great position here. Yeah, our averages. They're early stages this round, early stages of the weekend, to be honest. But this is perfect for Kylie. He's in prime position to get that first win in CDC history against David Cameron.
And we see that every weekend. It's sort of, you would think from weekend to weekend you wouldn't have the lag, but it is Saturday morning. It's everybody's getting underway, obviously, with production and the tournament team and the players themselves, and things just sort of roll and unfold and get hotter and hotter. And then on Sunday, it's just a well-oiled machine, and then it's time to go home already.
74. He'll go 14s, 20 for tops. Just underneath.
Going fishing. The shark can't reel it in.
140.
Nice 140, though. Put some pressure on Cameron's double 10. All right, so, I mean, legitimate double trouble for Excalibur has been giving Kylie the opportunities here.
Exactly what it is. Unfortunately, can't gather the leg here. He leaves 24. He'll leave 26 when he comes back.
And Cameron puts the first dart in. Smooths that over.
He'll be looking to try to pick up the pressure on these doubles here. Or the percentage, I should say, on the doubles here. The scoring power's all there. Started off ton 40 there in that last leg.
96.
Yeah, exactly to your point. Cameron's scoring's been fine. Been right there, if not a little in front of Edmonds. It's just the doubling. And to his credit, Kylie's taking advantage of it.
75.
So we're here at the Cosmo Darts Championship, main event number 9 on the road to the Continental Cup Tour Finals Championship, which will be October 18th and 19th at the Columbia Social Club in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Tickets will be on sale soon. Keep tabs on all of the CDC social media. You can find us at Champ Darts on Facebook, Instagram, X, and TikTok, as well as YouTube. Thank you for joining us today. This is our feature board. We're on YouTube, so thanks for everybody coming in on YouTube, and we'll check in on the chat in a little while, and we're also live on PDC TV, and we'll be getting our Stream 2 coverage kicked off very shortly with action on Facebook and PDC TV, and got some big players on that board, Stowe, Buntz, and Jake McMillan, the seeds, and you can find out all the information on the floor, on the brackets at darkconnect.com. Pull up the PDC section, and you'll see event number 9, and you can follow along on all the action as we watch event 9, the Cosmo Darts Championship, unfold.
Big weekend for Jake McMillan, I think. Sitting in 9th in overall Canadian seedings. Ross Snook and Jack Robinson in that 7th spot. And that can be potentially big for that Nations Cup. I think Jake wants to be back on that Nations Cup team. So I know this is a big weekend for him. All right, 80 for Kylie.
Double 10. All the way back up to 2 5s. Underneath the wire gives Cameron a chance to get that break back and tie us up at 3 legs apiece with double 14. 2 7s. Can he get over that and use it as a guide? No good. So Kylie Edmonds back with 5 points needed to take leg 6. Oh, into the fat 20.
You can kind of see it there from as his frustration was evident. But double 2 to get it tied up and can't do it.
Kylie Edmonds cashes in again on a Cameron miss and goes up 4-2, and on the precipice of an on paper upset of the 1 seed. And as Will pointed out early, his first victory over Cameron in CDC play.
Well, even more crazy is just getting in word from some of our statisticians in the background that's saying David Cameron has not finished outside the top 32 since his very first event in 2019.
No, he pretty much exactly showed up and said, boys, like, I'm going to be up in the rankings, and put his suitcase down, unpacked, and hasn't left.
The pressure is on David Cameron. He's got to find this leg and then some.
55.
Oh, deflection on dart 3. Probably should have chosen to go down, maybe right and down. Use one of those downstairs triples.
I think so. I've always wanted to say it. So 120 floor. There you go.
$82 tops for Edmonds to take this match underneath the wire.
That's difficult. Leaving Shanghai for David Cameron. And he's not going to get a look. Kylie's going to get a look for the match here.
And is he putting them away? Cameron's putting the darts away. Edmonds puts first dart in, and boom, takes out the number 1 seed, David Cameron. 5 legs to 2.
Wow. Let me know if you had that one going this way beforehand. I mean, honestly, what a tooth and nail job there from Kylie Edmonds to really scrap this one out.
Yeah, like win. You just said, I don't know how many people had that on their bingo card, but it's a case of Edmonds is definitely one of those dangerous non-seeded players, and David Cameron knows that. It's a matter of Edmonds getting out and playing enough to get those rankings. He's certainly a player that could be ranked top 10. And Cameron just didn't get it done. It was his scoring was there. It's those doubles. How many? Real trouble trying to get fives converted. He busted on a 10, I think.
And I think leg number 2, that 98 finish going double on double 19 double tops for Kylie was just a real confidence boost the rest of the match. So big stuff from Kylie Edmonds as he's going into the top 32.
Where he will face the winner of our next match. Will and I are going to stay with you and chat and set the table for you. Coming up in just a few moments, John Part versus Travis Ron. So John and Travis will battle it out for the right to take on Kylie Edmonds. And obviously everybody in this group's now got to say a little bit that, Cameron's out, 1 seed's out, opens things up for a big potential day for a lot of these players. Probably most notably coming up is Adam Savada. We'll see him up in our third match. And, Adam was in a position, like I just talked about, Edmonds being non-seeded in a lot of this season up until this weekend, comes in now the 16, and that was sort of the talking points previously was Savada is not going to be unseeded for long.
Yeah. He's just been on such a big tear in this CDC so far. I will say I like that we're starting off the stream. We got a little taste of David Cameron. We're getting John Part now, 2 of our competitors in our CDC that are going to be on that big stage for the World Seniors. That's pretty impressive that we're getting that. Looking forward to seeing both of these guys in the match play.
Yeah. Speaking of the seniors, John Part, if you haven't seen it, you must go search out his recent promo for the is it the Masters or Seniors match play? I pardon me if
I think it's the match play. Yeah.
It's the match play coming up. Just a wonderful promo from John that it was just priceless. It sort of has set the bar for cutting promos on upcoming events.
It definitely has. It's very good. And just a little while we're talking about it, and since David just exited the stream, 10-4, October 4th is when both these guys will be on the stage. Afternoon session versus Kevin Painter for David Cameron, and the evening session versus Robert Thornton for John Part. So, yeah, check those ones out. And with John being in form, who knows how this one will go,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's been a good year for John, and who's not excited to see John Part playing well again? Came very, very close, just the odd man out of making the stage at MSG at the qualifiers that we had earlier this year, and he's kept that form up here and kept that form, as you say, on the seniors. So always exciting to see Darth Maple mixing it up at a high level.
That's fantastic. It's fantastic. And, I think we won't get into the nitty gritty quite yet as these guys warm up in the background. We don't want to waste all our good content until halfway through. But yeah,
we've got a long way to go, Mr.
We got a long way to go. But it is going to be pretty cool. And Travis, getting to see him for a few times already this year, but kind of trying to establish himself in this CDC is good.
So let's take a look before we get underway with this match. Let's see what's going out on the tournament floor. And, there's some events where seeds struggle, and we saw that with Cameron losing in his last 64 match. But looks out on the floor, looks like the seeds have sort of, really shown their dominance with Doug Boehm, your 8 seed, Alex Spellman, your 4, Jacob Taylor, your 5, Gates, your 2, Mawson, your 7, Buntz, your 3, and Long, your 6, all advancing out of the last 64 opening matches. And all of those matches outside of Spellman at 5-2 were all 5-0s or 5-1s. So seeds definitely showing their dominance as we open up the Cosmo Darts Championship.
Definitely so. And a couple good averages as well. Jacob Taylor, 93.94. Gary Moss at 92.39. Just some couple standouts for you. Doug, 87.64 for him. So, yeah, I mean, some pretty good names, some pretty big names going through, some pretty good averages as well. So, I'm looking forward to a good weekend here.
Yeah, right. Which is always exciting to see the boys, come out of the gate right away playing good, like you just laid out some of those averages. It's like that only has the promise of things getting bigger and better as they move forward and clash. And we see those guys play each other in the 16s and the 8s, and obviously moving forward.
And looking at our brackets, you can find these all on dartconnect.com if you're familiar. You should be. But we're seeing a lot of those Canadian flags this weekend too, being where we're at, Niagara Falls. A lot of those guys opting to come on over and play in this weekend's action or this weekend's event.
Yep, right on the border. It's sort of it's as close to Canada as we're going to get on this year's circuit. So good participation from the Canadian boys. And another thing playing out this weekend that we're really happy about. It's the third weekend now that we've gone into our what's called our associates list, and that's a list of players that participated in a Q School event. And did not earn a card, and also have competed in the summer series, and all of those events have earned points for players. So if we have a field of less than 64 CDC tour card holders, we offer opportunities for those players on the associate list to play, and we've got another great turnout of those players, and we'll sort of hopefully point those guys out. Guys and gals, quite honestly, as we move on the weekend. But it's been a wonderful response from those players that they've gotten the opportunity. They get a chance to mix it up with the CDC players for a place where they eventually want to be. They want to be a CDC tour card holder. They want to be top 16 player, getting chances to go play at MSG and Ali Pally and the Continental Cup, right?
I think it's fantastic. For that to happen and to pull some players that maybe don't have the experience and maybe new to the game, maybe have been involved in the game, but just not been in the CDC room necessarily, to establish them as players in the circuit is incredible. Rarely do you see somebody go from nobody to really somebody and prolific in the standings. It rarely ever happens like that. They need development. They need to be involved in an event or two and kind of feel the room out and then go from there. It's very small that you get somebody that comes in and takes a top 8 or a top 4 right off the bat.
And you're exactly right. And even those players they might be new to CDC, but they've established themselves elsewhere. But every player, you look at our top players, Cameron Gates, Buntz, Long. At some point they were the guys that were coming up. They were the guys that had to put the time in and the work. So it has to start somewhere for everybody. And I'll throw him a quote, and we'll see what he replies to this. But we'll quote David Fadum that if you wait till you think you're ready, you're never going to be ready. So. If you've got just that smidge of competitive fire, it's go time. You've got to you got to pull the trigger and give it a chance.
Correct. 1,000%. And you'll regret it if you don't. I know one of my biggest regrets is kind of when I was making the transition from doing the production side or playing, not going and trying to get on that, in those qualifiers and participate in the tour for a year at least. That was one of my biggest regrets. So yeah, I mean, go out there, go do it. Doesn't matter your age, if you're male, female as well. I mean, come on out, give it a try.
Because you certainly might surprise yourself as well. Like there's no assumption that you won't be successful, but you certainly won't find that out until you give it a go. You want to judge yourself against the best, and we certainly consider the Championship Darts Circuit the best collection of top steel tip players in all of North America. So you just never know. And And I even saw 1 or 2 posts from players getting that associates nod, and it was great to see some players have some perspective, talk about coming in with goals, coming in with leg win goals and match win goals, and it lends itself to what I've spewed out of my mouth for so many years about there's always something constructive to work on playing in these type of events, these long format events, right? Always something to go home and work on, in a win or loss. How did I feel? How did I behave? Did I open up well? Did I end not so well? Vice versa. Did it take me a while to get going? And then how did I feel mentally and physically and all of that stuff? So it's exciting to see players that are in that mindset.
And it's good. We're going to see 2 of these competitors here in the beginning stages of our stream. We got Travis Roan, who's we're about to see, and then we're also going to see Ed Pope a little bit later on. He's actually competing in his 4th event so far in CDC. He competed in last weekend, number 3, the Chicago event, and it was good talking with him and just kind of getting a feel for his experience. And said, hey, I might not finish the best. I may be 3 and out, but guess what? I'm having fun anyways. I said, you're dang right, and you're getting experience as well. So that's key.
It's beautiful, isn't it? So I'm, behind the scenes trying to get an update from our production team because we saw both Part and Ron hit the board there. So I would assume there might be something technical with either the playing area, something needs to be adjusted, or the okay. So I'm getting the answer is there. Actually, our production team has been pulled away to address getting stream 2 up. So I would assume now I don't even have Jeff McMahon, who would change the slides for us to give us the points list. So let's Will and I talk about. Let's pull up a little bit about.
I got a good one for you, actually.
Yeah, please.
How about this? Did you know you can gamble on this weekend's action? NXTbets.com, right?
/play CDC, and that'll, you will be able to say there's some great sign up bonuses, and you can see if in your state there are lines on CDC gambling. Now is it DraftKings? I don't want to get it right, or wrong.
Yeah, I believe the action is live on DraftKings, I believe.
I'm looking up the post. Yep. Our CEO, Peter Cetera, brought us up to speed. DraftKings across a lot of the U.S. and Canada. And then we've got something else cool going on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to read it verbatim. CDC events will again be available on DraftKings in many U.S. markets this weekend. And for the first time, will also be available via BetCris in Canada, Mexico, and Latin America. So you can find the road to all of those as Will laid out at nxtbets.com/play CDC. So again, you always have to take note that you got to be 21 or plus, 21 or older to participate. And if you have a gambling problem, please reach out to 1-800-GAMBLER. And the other thing before we leave that is if you go into nxtbets.com/play CDC and do not see your state, that we are not approved yet in your state, or if we're approved and there's not a betting house that's putting action, reach out to them. We're hopefully doing all that we can behind the scenes to get authorized in each state and continuing to do that regulation work. But of course, they want to hear from you, the consumer. So if you're interested in playing CDC, gaming with these folks, reach out to them and let them know. Say, I want my CDC, the old, MTV mantra. Let them know, I want my CDC. And get them excited about the burgeoning darts betting market here in North America.
Definitely so. Maybe here soon, you UK fans will be betting alongside over there as well. You just never know how far this can really go, and with darts becoming what it is here in the USA as well as in Canada, man, the future is bright.
It's a beautiful time, right? As
really is.
The game from a professional level is just in one of its best spots that it's ever been, with with the amount of players that you legitimately can see taking those top events. Luke Humphreys keeps fighting them off, but if obviously Littler and Price and Van Gerwen and et cetera, et cetera, that top 10 is fierce. And it's just, as you said, the whole darting universe right now just feels like it's literally crackling with excitement, and anticipation of where this can continue to grow.
You're right. You are 1000% correct. And you never know who's going to be the winner at each event. I think we've really seen this standard, especially like in the PDC, where each event isn't no is it's no longer a downright favorite. There's a ton of
Sure.
people that can win on any given weekend, and we're seeing that here along the lines of our CDC coverage as well.
Well, we certainly hope that the excitement of Littler and the top level, like they talk, right, the rising tide lifts all boats, that we sort of get in that, play our part here in North America with CDC darts, that the fans enjoy what the product that we bring to them. Obviously, the players on the board are living up to that part. We thank our production team for trying to bring the best and most enjoyable action, and then you've seen it a lot as you traverse this country, working super hard as the head of right streaming productions for USA Darts. You get out there and cover a lot of the other large events and up and coming events. And what I mean by that is that getting out to seeing the next stars that we might see on a CDC platform, and also get a taste out there of the excitement as it filters down to the players all across North America.
Yeah, that's kind of the exciting thing for me, is just kind of talking to some of those individuals too that maybe haven't made their rounds necessarily to events that should. Like I'll say this young man, Danny Young, who I got to meet this past weekend at an event down there in Florida. What an impressive individual! And I said, dude, you need to be making your rounds on the CEC. He said, I think that's next for me. I said, dude, you need to. Just
Nice.
the averages that I was
Sure.
seeing from some of these guys, you just kind of give them that push and say, hey, maybe you should go try the pro side of things and see how you fare. That's all you got to do.
Absolutely, but I'm sure even deeper, you get a chance to sort of go out and see the passion of players at all different players and burgeoning fans at all different levels, right? From the from the aspect that you just talked about, a player who could be on the verge of moving up to the next level, competing, but also players at all skill levels who are just energized by the game, who
Yeah.
come out, compete in those events, right? Compete at their own level, have a desire to be, a little bit better in their own realm, but also are excited by the grand scheme of everything. PDC subscribers and following CDC darts and watching the U.S. Masters, and hopefully travel into New York for that.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you haven't, you need to travel up to New York to experience the U.S. Masters. And goodness gracious, I spoke with
I've been
Steve.
witness to the fun that one Will Stewart and Jen Mounts have had in recent history at the U.S. Masters.
You can't help but smile the whole time. It's hard not to wipe the smile off your face. I spoke with Steve Brown of the JDC this past weekend as well, and he spoke from where darts has become in 2006 to where it is now here in the U.S. and experiencing the U.S. Masters this year. He said, I had goosebumps. It was just it's crazy to see where this has come. So we're not done yet, Steve. We're not done yet, buddy.
Oh, absolutely not. Right. No, we hope that there's a big ceiling to all of this. And yeah, he's exactly right for, some of us old timers that got a chance to, when he says 2006, I don't know if he's specifically talking about it, but 2006 brings to mind what was called the World Series of Darts at the Mohegan Sun, which was a big deal at the time. The PDC put up a prize of $1 million if an American player could qualify and come through that tournament, and be the last player standing. And they brought over 16 PDC professionals. And I think I'm trying to remember what the prize was. I think it might have been $100,000 for the PDC players. So it was no, you know, chump change for the PDC guys, but to a large degree, that event didn't go that great for the American field, right?
Yeah.
But I always consider it a success from this aspect that there were, as we trace what's going on in the U.S. and Canada. I think I just froze.